This program is sponsored in part by
Municipal Credit Union, serving the financial needs of our members since 1916. MCU, strong, trusted, growing.
Transit Check, saves money for commuters, lowers payroll taxes for businesses, and it's also good for the environment. With Transit Check, everyone benefits.
The Transit Managerial Benevolent Association, protecting the rights of non-represented, active, and retired managerial employees within the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Mike Landy, President.
Con Edison, on it, working for you 24/7. We're delivering reliable service, energizing your life, empowering your business. We're people helping people every day.
Transport Workers Union Local 100, representing the 35,000 men and women who move New York. We're New York's public transit union. John Samuelson, President.
And by the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York, fighting for the rights of the police officers who protect New York City. Patrick J. Lynch, President.
Everyone, and welcome to another edition of Transit Newsmagazine. I just got off the Metro North Railroad to experience one more of their great one-day getaways. I'm Vivian Guzman.
And Vivian, one of the great things about Transit is we get to travel all over and discover hidden gems like Beacon, New York. I'm Mark Groce.
And this month we get to do a lot of fun things to experience the great outdoors and the great scenery here.
And we also get to discover the culture of this great little city. But before we get going on this month's show,
come see what's new on 2nd Avenue. I'm Abieyuwa Uzamere, and I've got that story.
one of the best ways to enjoy the scenery here in Beacon is by kayak. Renting a kayak is a great way to have fun. It's convenient without spending a lot of money.
And that's the idea behind Transit Check. It helps making getting your monthly transit pass more convenient while saving you money. Here's Michael Rabinowitz with that story.
The majority of New Yorkers get around by using mass transportation. And with prices going up, there's good news for commuters. You can now save money on both your travel and your taxes.
Specifically about a transit benefit, the employee is free from all taxes. That means federal, city, state, local, Social Security, and Medicare. And the employer doesn't have to pay what we call the payroll tax or the matching FICA, almost 8%. So it's a win-win for everybody that's involved when they offer a transit benefit.
There are a number of commuter card service companies like Total Ben, Eden Red USA, and Transit Check. All the companies give a number of options for both employers and employees to save money.
I think for the $112 Metro card, the one that most people have, I'd say about every fifth card would be free.
WageWorks, another commuter card service company, offers discounts on zip car rentals, parking, and Metro cards.
We have programs that are different from anybody else, such as the Premium Annual Metro Card, which is only available through WageWorks. The Premium Annual Metro Card is a Metro card that is good for an entire year. So you don't have to stand in line at the end of every month to get a new card. If the card is ever lost or stolen, you can visit our location in Midtown Manhattan and get the same-day replacement, as an example. We also have innovative services, so we look at programs being offered to our participants, such as our relationship with Zipcar. We offer our participants the opportunity to have a waived application fee, a discounted annual membership fee, discounted driving rates.
The savings can be significant for both employers and employees in their pre-tax accounts.
Employees who sign up for the program, taking full advantage of both the parking and transit portions of the benefit, can save up to $2,350 a year. That's a lot of money. And their employer can save up to $450 per enrolled employee per year as well, because they don't have to pay payroll taxes on the amount of money that's deducted on a before-tax basis by their employees.
Whether you use mass transit or not, it's an important issue that we all should be concerned about.
Well, one thing that commuters can do is visit the website commuterbenefitsworkforus.com and learn more about the issue of the transit benefit cap and what's happening with legislation on Capitol Hill. And at that website, they could actually write a letter to their elected officials and make their voice heard with regard to their support for public transit.
Now there are even more ways to save on your commute. I'm Michael Rabinowitz with Transit News.
I'm here with Donna Haynes from Metro North. Donna, can you tell me about the one-day Metro North getaway packages?
Sure. We have one-day getaway packages, and we also have overnight packages. And our packages range from kayaking here in Beacon, where you can just step right off of the train and be in a kayak with your life preserver and on the Hudson River in no time flat. We have a contemporary art museum package for Dia Beacon, which is one of the largest contemporary art museums in the world. And then also we have an outdoor package for camping up in Mount Beacon, which offers everything from the food that you'll need to the campsite and all of the gear that comes along. They pick you up from the train station, and before you know it, you're in the great outdoors, overlooking the Hudson Valley and beyond. All of our packages are located on our website. You can go to mta.info and click on Deals and Getaways, and you'll see all of the packages that we have with discount rail, discount admission.
Whether you're a great outdoorsman or a first-time camper, here at Mayloft Mountain, they'll provide you with food, a tent, and they'll even build you a fire. Everything you need for a great camping experience is available to you.
The owners of Mayloft Mountain are as dedicated to their patrons as New York City Transit is to its employees' safety and security. Here's that story. Transit properties, both internationally and nationally, no longer take assaults on transit employees as part of the job description.
When we do get a call that one of our employees is a victim of a crime, we want to know about it right away. So that we can act on it, we can send people to the scene right away. We want to open the investigation right away and do all we can to help the police to gather the information they need to make an arrest.
Thanks to new legislation, crimes against transit employees can be upgraded to a felony depending on the severity of the assault. In helping to prevent injuries to bus operators, new initiatives have been put into place.
We're trying to bring all the parties together, elected officials, labor representatives, management, and the enforcement community, to make sure people are aware of the problem we have in terms of customers and the riding public and others assaulting our employees while they're on the job. It's very important that we make sure that they're aware that this is a real problem that we all have to work collaboratively together to address.
We have a special unit set up in this office, which is quite unique to this office, that it performs the same service that we have for police officers who are assaulted. We have assistant district attorneys in this unit who will aggressively prosecute people who assault our transit workers.
Thanks to aggressive prosecution, the wheels of justice are turning for transit employees and their safety.
We've had, since I think we started this in 2007, I think we've had 20 or 22 prosecutions. We've had some resolved with jail time, some with very long probation.
Perpetrators can be locked up, but the physical scars and emotional trauma can linger on.
This is a job. I try to do a service, but I'm not trying to get, killed or anything. God, I can't believe it. Sorry.
It's okay. You'd be lying to yourself if you didn't acknowledge the fact that being a transit authority employee, a bus operator, a train operator, a train conductor, those jobs can be some of the most difficult and dangerous jobs in the city of New York. There's no question about it.
It's just a horrifying experience that each time my brother or sister, me and a coworker, get into an incident, it strikes home, because an injury to one of us is truly an injury to all.
I want you to know that I and all bus operators come to work to get you to where you're going safely. And in order for that to happen, we need to pay attention to the road. And in order to pay attention to the road, we have to make sure that you're safe. You're the customer. Unfortunately, when you attack us, you put your own lives in danger. And that's one of our biggest concerns. That's one of my biggest fears when I get a report or I hear something is that a bus operator lost control because they were getting beat on while they were driving.
By raising the level of the penalties commensurate with the crimes that are committed, it focuses attention on a very serious problem for us. Whether it be law enforcement that has to enforce these, the prosecutors who have to bring action against the people, and the level of awareness on our own employees, it brings attention to bear on what is a serious problem for us. And it's one that I think if we work collaboratively together and we understand what limitations we all have and what we can do, we're going to end up with a better end product, which is changed behavior on the part of customers such that they do not assault our employees.
With the use of technology and law enforcement, New York City Transit hopes to put assaults on its employees in the rearview mirror. I'm Mark Groce reporting for Transit News.
There are two ways to go up the mountain. You can either get a ride or hike. The trails vary from 3 to 5 miles long.
And the best way to hike these trails is with a partner so that you can look out for each other. That's the idea behind the Transit Watch program, where you're rewarded for looking out for the transit employees who are looking out for you. Here's that story.
After a joint conference covered by the MTA and the TWU Local 100 to address an increase in the number of assaults on MTA personnel, the program known as Transit Watch was born.
Well, the Transit Watch program is just one of several tools that we have to try to protect our frontline employees. It's something that we're very gratified that the governor signed into legislation, which allows us to actually pay should someone come forward with facts that would lead to an arrest of someone that assaulted a transit worker.
Although the program is new, there have already been measurable results. Transit Watch urges customers to come forward by offering a $2,000 reward to give statements so that offenders can be caught and prosecuted.
So far the results are pretty good. We've gotten several tips on many cases. Several of them are still open and are being investigated as we speak. And we were actually able to pay reward money to, I think, one or two people who came forward with some really good information based on our video that we had on buses of incidents. We were able to release that video, and then people came forward and said, you know what, I was there, I saw what happened, and they were able to help us to arrest and prosecute the offenders.
The Transit Watch program is important because it's an awareness to the customers. Right now, our customers did not know that if they have important videos as people take on their cell phones, or they have vital information when someone's getting assaulted and they're on the bus, they can now share that information to the police department or to any member of law enforcement. And if it's vital in the apprehension or conviction, there's a reward for that.
In addition to Transit Watch programs, the use of bus barriers and cameras on buses will go a long way in reducing assaults. Although the barriers and cameras are beginning to appear on newer buses, it will take some time to address the entire fleet.
As of today, we have 1,349 barriers on buses. The end-of-year goal is to have 1,500, and by the end of 2014, we're looking to have 1,965 barriers on the buses by the end of 2014. Cameras, year-to-date, at this point in time, we have 1,251. By the end of the year, we should have 1,576. And then by the end of 2014, we're looking to have over 2,000.
The use of bus barriers, cameras, and now the Transit Watch program will be a powerful combination that will protect everyone.
They never signed up for someone to assault them or to be on the front lines where they're subjected to that. So we have to find ways that we could protect our employees, because that's important. We're responsible for their safety, we're responsible for their security, and to the extent that we can help position them better out there to avoid that, that's our goal.
When you get involved with the Transit Watch program, you help keep transit workers safe, and law enforcement will keep your identity safe.
We have a hotline established again through the NYPD Police Foundation and the Crime Stoppers program of the NYPD, and it's 1-800-577-TIPS, 1-800-577-TIPS. Everything is anonymous, it's confidential, no one will ever know that the information came from you, and we really ask our customers and witnesses to these incidents to please come forward whenever they can and help us.
By taking advantage of the Transit Watch program, not only will you be rewarded for your vigilance, Everyone will benefit. I'm Rhea Titus, reporting for Transit News.
Hello, and welcome to this month's Transit News Desk. Once a year, former Miss Subways contestants get together for a gathering that feels more like a family reunion. Here's Holmes with that story.
At the Friars Club on the Upper East Side, 6 former Miss Subways spent an evening sharing stories from their incredible lives. The ladies took much joy from reminiscing about their days as the faces of the New York subways.
It was fabulous. I was on the subways, people pointed to my picture. I was a local celebrity in Queens where I grew up. It was the most important event in my life.
I felt like a celebrity at the time, very much so. And just thrilled to be part of the whole contest.
We became little heroines in our neighborhoods. Everybody, no matter where you went, you would hear Miss Subways, Miss Subways, Miss Subways. So it was kind of fun. A moment of fame.
From 1941 to 1976, the John Powers Modeling Agency held a contest to promote their models and increase eye traffic for advertisements. And Miss Subways was born. For the women who held the honor of being Miss Subways, those were some of the best years of their lives. And one of the highlights of their reign was getting to meet their favorite celebrities.
I got to go to Nixon's inauguration, representing New York, and I got to meet an idol of mine for maybe 5 minutes, but it was enough. Fred Astaire. We went to the premiere of Finian's Rainbow. We did a lot of things representing the subways.
I met Muhammad Ali. We were good friends, and so I met the greatest. That was good, and it was just good. It's good to be out there, to be known.
As part of the night's festivities, the former contest winners were interviewed by comedian Stewie Stone about their different experiences. And the one thing they had in common was their spirit of camaraderie.
What's so interesting, if you see how the women have evolved over the years and how the careers that we've all gone into, and it's a very great group of gals. We call ourselves a sorority.
I'm very honored to be here, and I think it's wonderful because it's like a sisterhood, because I get to meet all the other Miss Subways, and we kind of reminisce about the days when we were first selected.
They may have been Miss Subways for a couple of months, but their legacy will last a lifetime. I'm Holmes, reporting for Transit News.
In other news, Select Bus Service is coming to the BX41 line in the Bronx. Select Bus Service, also known as SBS, is an initiative to improve bus service in order to shorten the commute for thousands of passengers each day.
Select Bus Service is the brand in New York City for bus rapid transit. It's a bus service that's faster, makes fewer stops than the regular bus. It's the same fare. So you have more people riding and getting to where they want to go faster. So generally it's been pretty successful everywhere.
Many upgrades have been made to increase travel efficiency.
Select Bus Service involves a few features, but the two most prominent are bus lanes in many locations, which we have 4 miles in each direction here on Webster Avenue. They're painted red for high visibility, so cars know that this is a bus lane to stay out. The other most prominent feature that customers will notice quickly is that you pay before you board. So instead of everyone lining up when the bus comes and paying one by one, you have your ticket with you that you got at the machines at the bus stop. You get on any door, hold on to your ticket, and this really helps speed up the bus.
New York City Transit worked closely with the Department of Transportation to enhance the pedestrian experience.
We extended the sidewalk to allow us to put in this nice double shelter next to this green streets with parks, and to put in new crosswalks to basically improve the pedestrian environment.
It beats the 41 stopping at all the local stops. You get to your destination faster. It's working out great.
I'm here waiting on it, and if I saw the regular bus coming, no, I'm not going to take it. I'm going with the Select Bus.
The next time you're in Penn Station, don't just rush through. Take a moment to enjoy a haunting art installation. Here's Gino Volpe with that story.
Serving 300,000 passengers a day, Penn Station is the busiest transportation facility in the United States. A highlight of the station is an art installation called Ghost Series, created by Minnesota artist Andrew Lester. In tribute to the previous incarnation of the station, these art pieces sport iconic imagery, including regal figures and collapsed columns. The creation of this piece was no easy task.
Well, it's a complicated process. It's as if you're redoing your kitchen 100 times because you have to coordinate with the walls, the electrical outlets, the ceiling heights. So to make it, the artist's drawings are converted into a wood mold, and in the mold, the sections that are lower are carved out, leaving the detail. So these were then fired and glazed into separate tiles that were assembled into larger sections that are screwed into the wall. So it's here for 100 years. It's not going anywhere.
Unsurprisingly, this piece has caught the eye of passing commuters.
We think it's unique and a great symbol of New York.
I think it makes it look interesting. It gives it some history, some character, absolutely.
Paying homage to its past, this piece has definitely earned its laurels. I'm Gino Volpe, reporting from Transit News.
And speaking of art, the Transit Museum has 2 new exhibits. For an inside glimpse into the East Side Access project, look no further than the New York Transit Museum Gallery in Grand Central Terminal.
The next level is the new exhibit at the New York Transit Museum Gallery in Grand Central Terminal. And it's all the work of one photographer, Hiroyuki Suzuki. He's a resident of Tokyo.
Hiroyuki Suzuki's photographs offer a unique vision into an equally unique construction project.
You get a feeling for the scope of the job. These tiny little people in this massive tunnels and caverns and the mud and the sense of confinement because you're working underground all day long. So I think he's very good at getting the scope of the project and the difficulty of the work going on.
Another Transit Museum exhibit showcases vintage album covers from artists who were clearly in a New York state of mind.
So the music in this exhibit is quite a spectrum. All of the albums come from one collector, and he collected these albums purely because of the album cover having the subway on it. So it's all different genres, from punk rock to rap to 70s funk to jazz. So the music is kind of all over the place. And the thing it all has in common is that all of these musicians chose to pose in the subway for their album cover.
But even if you were born after the golden age of vinyl, you're sure to enjoy this visual tribute to music in the subway.
You know, everybody likes music for the most part, so I think most people will find something they like in the show.
That's it for this edition of the Transit News Desk. And remember, if you have any MTA-related questions or you just need travel directions, you can dial 511 or visit us at www.mta.info. I'm Lena Lansky reporting for Transit News.
Dia Beacon is one of the largest contemporary art museums in the world. Dia Beacon features installations that are larger than life or simply too ambitious for traditional galleries and museums.
This gallery, devoted to the artist John Chamberlain, is just one example of the many single artist galleries that allow for long-term exhibitions on a grand scale.
The 2nd Avenue subway is a construction project on a grand scale. The Community Information Center in Manhattan has an exhibition with all the work that has gone into it. Here's Abieyuwa Uzamere with the story.
Now that the ribbon has been cut for the 2nd Avenue Community Information Center, patrons can come and learn about the 2nd Avenue project.
The Community Information Center is a place where folks can come as a one-stop shop to learn everything there is to know about the 2nd Avenue Subway project, whether it's the history and the many attempts to get the project built, or to raise concerns with the staff that's here, the community outreach staff.
The 2nd Avenue project is the first major expansion of the Metropolitan Transportation Authority subway system in over 60 years. The project is divided into 4 phases, and MTA Capital Construction is currently building Phase 1. Phase 1 will provide subway service from Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street, to 96th Street as an extension of the existing Q train. It will enhance mobility for all New Yorkers by reducing overcrowding on the 100-year-old Lexington Avenue line while improving service reliability. The Community Information Center was conceived to give the public a better understanding about the 2nd Avenue project.
They see a lot of activity on the surface as far as trucks and workers, but very few people actually know what's going on below their feet. This will give them a better idea of what it takes to get this project built.
The Community Information Center has interactive displays that allow patrons to access information using an iPad.
By tapping on the iPad and on the timelines that come up, you can zero in on specific eras, you can bring up videos, you can take a look at old letters and maps and documents. Also up front, we have a model of the 86th Street station to give visitors an idea of what the station a couple of blocks up the road here is going to look like.
The 2nd Avenue subway has had several false starts, but this time the project will be completed.
On the right side, there's a static display, again a timeline with old maps and information on the many attempts that were made to build the 2nd Avenue subway. And now we're finally getting it done.
The most common question people ask is,
when are you going to be done? And the answer to that is December 2016. You'll be able to walk down the stairs, swipe your Metro card, and get on the 2nd Avenue subway.
There's been a lot of questions surrounding the 2nd Avenue subway project. Now here's the place to get all the answers. I'm Abieyuwa Uzamere, reporting for Transit News.
Vivian, we had such a great time here in Beacon. We have to do this again sometime.
I don't know what I enjoyed more, hiking, camping, or kayaking. But since we got such a great deal on our Metro North getaway, we could do this again and again. I mean, there was just so much we didn't get to see.
I know. Next time, we'll start with a boat and go sailing. Well, that about wraps up this month's show. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, or story ideas, email us at transitnews@nyct.com. I'm Mark Groce. Thanks for watching.
I'm Vivian Guzman. Thanks for writing. Hey, Mark, why don't we do that 5-mile trail today?
This program is sponsored in part by
Municipal Credit Union, serving the financial needs of our members since 1916. MCU, strong, trusted, growing.
Transit Check saves money for commuters, lowers payroll taxes for businesses, and it's also good for the environment. With Transit Check, everyone benefits.
Transit Managerial Benevolent Association, protecting the rights of non-represented active and retired managerial employees within the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Mike Landy, President.
Con Edison, on it, working for you 24/7. We're delivering reliable service, energizing your life, empowering your business. We're people helping people every day.
Transport Workers Union Local 100, representing the 35,000 men and women who move New York. We're New York's public transit union. John Samuelson, President.
And by the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York, fighting for the rights of the police officers who protect New York City. Patrick J. Lynch, President.